And we are back. And as promised, in the studio with us, one of our all-time favorite guests, your superintendent of schools, Dr. Kathy Rollo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us this morning.
Yeah, pull that mic right close to you. Yeah, I'm glad to have you out. Gosh, got a lot of stuff to talk about this morning.
Yes, we do. We do. We have spring break around the corner, week
Yay!
after next. And we know we have some students who are looking forward to that, as well as some staff. But before spring break gets here, we have a few things going on in Lubbock ISD. We're in the middle of our Hanover climate survey, so I want to encourage parents, if you have not already done so, we want to hear from you. We want your feedback, and so please go to our website and take the Hanover climate survey. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes and just gives us great feedback on how we're doing as a district.
Okay.
Climate survey.
So
Yes.
how what exactly kind of things will they be answering on that?
So they ask you about your child's school, and do you feel welcome there? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel like your child is safe at school? Just all kinds of questions about the culture and climate of our schools and our district as a whole.
And how long do they have to fill that out?
Tomorrow is the final day.
Okay. Get it done.
Get it done for us,
That
please.
will be some very good information for you as superintendent to know, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Because it potentially isolate some problem areas maybe that you're
Yes.
unaware of.
And this is our 5th year to take this survey, so we can look year to year to see if we're improving in areas.
Yeah. So once again, go to the school website.
Yes, www.lubbockisd.org, and there's a link on the front page.
Hanover
Hanover Climate Survey.
Climate.
So-
Click and take the test.
Please.
So one other thing I was going to ask is I know that y'all the transfer window has closed, but y'all were still looking for people for the McCool. I guess it's a middle school. Is that what it's
Yes,
going to be?
McCool Academy.
And so are y'all still looking for people for that, or has the window closed on that as
We
well?
are. We have 400 slots, and right now I think we're getting close to 200. I haven't had an update in the last few days, but so yes, we still have space and would love to have your child at McCool Academy.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, one of the things that I know is particularly important is vaping, and because a lot of students and people that age are getting into it, they're making the decision of whether they're going to vape or not. And of course, there's a lot of negative press out about it.
Yes, yes. There's just not a lot known about vaping and what the long-term effects of that can be. And so we are really making an effort to educate our students on the potential hazards with vaping, because it is kind of a cool thing that kids are wanting to try, yet it can cause some serious problems. So we are educating and trying to help our students understand the dangers of vaping. And we have a parent in our district who has done some great workshops around vaping and the potential dangers with that. And so she has been talking with our PTAs. We've written an article in the Texas PTA magazine about vaping. And today at Irons, there's actually going to be an expo to help educate students on vaping.
Okay. Have y'all looked into assemblies and whatnot on how to that as well?
Yes.
And what age group are y'all focusing on getting that information to?
We're
I know
really
'cause
starting with middle schoolers. Yeah, and definitely high school students, but middle school.
So have y'all seen a huge uptick in people vaping in your schools?
It is a concern. Of course, they're not allowed to vape
I
at
was
school.
going to say, I'll bet you don't allow them to vape at school.
And technically, they shouldn't be able to even get vaping materials. But we know it happens. It's not something that you smell as easily as cigarette smoking, and so kids do try to hide that and do it.
You have to be 21.
I believe
Do
so.
they?
Yeah, you have to
Is
be
that right?
21 to buy it.
Yes.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yes.
Well, also, of course, one of the things that's in the news right now is all the health issues as we're talking about nationwide. And I know parents must be concerned about sending their kids to school with the flu and the coronavirus at all? And is that something you guys are addressing?
We are. We do have a plan that we have shared with all of our nurses in our district. We encourage parents, if your child is sick, please keep them home until they're well. And then we are preaching about hand washing and making sure that we're teaching our students how to hand wash properly. That's the best thing we can do to prevent illness. We also have Germ Blast that comes in and sprays our buildings. And if we do have an uptick with students who are sick with the flu, we can do extra cleaning with Germ Blast. We have not had a huge amount of flu this year in Lubbock ISD, nothing out of the ordinary, but we do know with the coronavirus fear that we need to continue to be vigilant about teaching our students to wash their hands vigorously using soap and water, and then if you're sick, please stay home until you're well.
Yeah, and that's really about all you can do, you know.
It really is.
So
yeah.
with the Germ Blast, is it just like kill stuff on surfaces? How does that work?
Yes, they spray down countertops, desks. We also have Clorox wipes that our teachers use to wipe down desks and keep the classroom clean. And then, of course, we have a great partnership with Sodexo, and they help us keep our buildings clean as well.
Yeah, and I know that especially with the younger kids, they don't always have the best hygiene.
I know.
Wiping their nose and then rubbing it on other people.
But we try to teach kids.
Too much information there.
Hey, I got 4 kids, and teaching them hygiene is not the easiest thing always. You have to remind them, did you wash your hands?
Well,
No.
good luck on buying a hand sanitizer.
Yes.
I was
Here
looking.
you go. We got some right here.
I was looking at it on Amazon yesterday, and it's like $12 a bottle. it's about sold out everywhere. But I'm sure they'll be making more.
I'm sure they will.
Okay, 7:15 a.m. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with more. We would like to remind you our text lines are open, and if you have a question for Dr. Rollo, Lubbock ISD Superintendent, shoot it to us at 806. I went blank there.
Yeah, 806-680-2790.
There you go. Back with more in a moment. And we are back here on KFYO Mornings, Dave and Matt. Hey, we're at 7:22, and we're back talking with Dr. Kathy Rollo, your Lubbock ISD Superintendent. And gosh, you're coming up on your third year, beginning your third year.
I have completed 2 full years.
Wow.
Now. It's hard to believe. It's gone by fast.
Time does fly, doesn't it? Well, how are things? I mean, now you've been in this job for a while. Is it are any surprises?
Oh, plenty of surprises. There's never a dull moment. But I do feel like we are moving in the right direction. We have a great board of trustees who have set some student outcome goals, and we're moving the needle and doing some things to make sure our students are experiencing success. So
Making
things
progress.
are going well. That's right. That's
So
right.
y'all had a community safety and security meeting last night.
Yes.
And is that the last one that y'all are going to have this year?
No, we have, I believe, one more scheduled. Two more.
Okay.
We got one next week,
Okay.
and then the one at Irons in April, and then the teacher in
Yes.
We have some advice from a listener,
Okay.
as we often do. Guarantee a name change on your survey would return a larger response. Parents see the name climate survey, and it'll be ignored. Just passing that along.
Okay. Well, please give us feedback on that. We also are doing something we have not done before, and we are having our students take a perception survey this year, and that will be happening very soon. We'll do that actually at school, but it's to help give us feedback from our students' perspective. So we're looking forward to that.
Scary.
Another texter says a Monterey High School student was shot in a car off campus last week during lunch. And I thought LISD schools had closed campuses.
We do have closed campuses.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, you can't do any more than that, really. I mean, if they go off campus during lunch.
Yeah,
You-
students are not supposed to leave campus during lunch.
Mm-hmm.
The exception to that would be if a student has a class at the ATC, some students will leave and go to that class. We do have bus transportation to the ATC, but some students choose to drive their own vehicles.
Okay. Another texter was asking about, understood that Bowie Elementary was in such bad condition that it couldn't be used. So students were moved out to another school, and then it was reopened as a special education school. So is it okay to use?
So
Or-
the building was not, we did not combine Bowie students into Hardwick because the building was in bad shape. We did that because Hardwick had capacity to serve more students. And so we did that so that we had gained some efficiencies around that.
Yeah. Well, I do want to remind our audience that our text lines are open. 806-280. Why can I not remember that name, that phone number this morning? 806 text line. 806-680-2790 is the number. Jeez. I've only said that about 1 million times, but for some reason it has escaped me this morning. But if you have a question for Dr. Rollo, that's the number. Give us a shout out. Did you talk about the student perception survey?
We did. Students will be taking that in the classroom over the next few weeks, and we're excited to get their perspective.
And unlike the parents, you have a captive audience.
That's right. Students can opt out if they do not want to participate.
Really?
Though. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And,
Or parents can choose to opt their students
and
out.
once again, it says, I trashed the climate survey from my email without opening it because of the title. This is from someone else. Just passing along this information.
Well,
here.
thank you. That's
But do
helpful for us to know.
explain to our listeners about the climate survey.
So this
Once
is
again.
this is the 5th year that we have this data, and it just gives us some great feedback on how we're doing as far as do you feel safe sending your child to school? Do you feel like your child's school is welcoming? Are we meeting the needs of our students and our stakeholders? Are we being transparent in the way that we handle our finances, all of those things. So it just gives us great feedback as a district. So we really appreciate our stakeholders taking that.
Yeah.
So at the I think it's is it CTE?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, out at your CTE, I think that y'all started a program recently. I think it's recently of what is it? Culinary, like culinary.
We do have a
food.
culinary program.
How has that program been coming along?
Great. And so
Do they invite you over whenever they cook something?
They actually cooked for us last week at our board meeting. So yes, and we actually have a group of students going to Austin this next week. And my daughter-in-law is a sous chef in Austin, and so she is actually going to take them into her kitchen and talk to them about what it means to be a sous chef and expose them to that side of the business. So it's a great program.
Do y'all have a lot of, chefs here in Lubbock that are willing to come and talk to the students?
We do, and we actually have chefs who are teaching the courses. So they're actually getting to learn from people who are in the field doing the work.
Yeah, what a great career. I mean, food.
I don't know.
All day. And not just food, but great food.
I've watched one too many episodes of Hell's Kitchen. I know
Oh, I swear.
they go through a lot. It's a lot of work to be a chef. I'll tell you that. I've worked
It's
as
not an easy job.
a waiter in multiple restaurants, and those cooks, chefs, everything in between, they work hard. So
Yeah.
They do.
Well, I'll guarantee you the Food Network has created a whole new environment for food. We're up against the clock. Dr. Rollo, so glad to have you out this morning.
Thank you for having us.
And we'll see you next month, I suppose.